Okay, so this is a short video of the upstairs. I'm just going to go through this to explain a little bit more. I love the Japanese design of simplicity. So a lot of times you'll see stuff that is only a few things or one thing, or and that whole wall is what's one kind of painting sculpture representing a rainbow, but that's the only thing on that wall. And if you go to the downstairs on the other side, my three graces, a blonde, brunette, and a redhead, watercolors, that's the only thing there. And usually there's only like one painting, my daughter's favorite. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a quick scan, because this is kind of, and you can see down here, there's a couple of paintings there and two paintings here. So that's kind of the way I usually do things. But after seeing Raul's and remembering Raul Jemenez's room that was covered, I kind of updated my room, and you can see there's a lot more. And I'm not, some of the people have seen these things, so I'm not going to go through every single one. I may talk about a couple that I didn't talk about before. Okay, and I'm going to get some close-ups and explain. So this is the last scientific watercolor I did at the museum. I didn't do very many of them because watercolors is a horrible thing and a wonderful thing. But if you can see, I'm going to just put a finger here to see the detail that was needed when you're doing a scientific illustration. You know, and this is what I used for reference. There's actually a skeleton that we put together of a mosasaur, and then it was my idea and thinking of what it would look like 60 million years ago. And the fine detail in there is pretty insane. But it's also, I was explaining to my students how to show movement with the curvature of the line. So you can see this thing like serpentine. And also with the help of shadows and lights and darks. So you can see that I'm still following that curvature line to make it look like the belly's coming out, but I put a little bit more of a closer, tighter scaling to make it look like the stomach comes out and then it goes back in. Anyway, so that was my kind of thing. I don't really go into too many things, but this was an image that captured my experience of arches, and I hit it in just the right timing of the evening. There's no way I could have spent time, get the detail in here, staying there for maybe days and days and days just to finish this. So I kind of did a quick sketch and took some photos, and all the techniques of watercolors I use are always the same. This is from a friend of mine that lives in England, and I saw her photographs and I said, oh, that's the most beautiful ugly creature, and it was so detailed. It was like, I need to do that, and she allowed me to do that. And this is kind of where it all started. As you can see, that's when I first started doing watercolors in 2004, and you can see how primitive and simplistic everything is. And then this is my work like 20 years later afterwards. You can see the difference between that one and that one. Now, this is kind of one of those things that it just happened by accident, but it was like something that Raul would do. Like I said, I was influenced by him, but I took a photograph of Bryce Canyon. But if you look real close in here, there's hundreds of faces in here. In the background, there's kind of some profiles of Native Americans on the side, and everywhere there's faces. It's just covered, and the only way you can see it is if you get close to it. And this is another one that I did this is from here. This is where brain's shot. Anyway, it's near, forget about it, I can't remember. It's north of Albuquerque, way north. And this I used to explain to my students, so you can see the curvature of the line. And I'll just get close to the detail. I went over there and softened a lot of the lines because I wanted to soften them because it would look more natural this way. The lines are really prevalent when I was trying to show my students the curvature. So it comes over, it goes back in. And again, that's my watercolor kind of, I guess it's kind of Karen influenced. This is kind of, and I'm going to get close on this too, so this is part of my scientific abilities and my surrealistic. So this is Dante's Inferno. So it's levels of hell. So there's limbo up here in the top, and treachery. Yeah, treachery is down here with the insects being stabbed in the back. So there's all kind of little symbolisms, like this one down here. This is a dung beetle hoarding his little thing turd. And of course, gluttony, you can see the praying mantis, and that's what they actually look like, devouring the heart. Yeah, anyway, so that's kind of one of those crazy things. Again, my Japanese influence thing is, we were doing a kind of, I was showing them how to do origami, and of course, I thought, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to have a mobile in my studio, but only with giant pterosaurs. So, like I said, I'm not going to go through everything. There is shish kebab eyes. I know it's kind of a weird thing. You know, I showed that before. And this is the 4-story Anasazi cliff dwelling that I designed and made with a team. So I did all the illustrations. We went and models, like 3D models, and then I did 3 of them different, and then it was a committee that kind of wanted to select the one they liked. So it was my job and our job to make it happen. So this actually goes 2 stories, but there's no way I can do that. So if you look right, well, you can't really see that, but each stone, and this is the way it kind of starts off, and then it's just build up. I always talk about layers, layers and layers and layers, and that's how I paint. Now, the reason I did this is because all my illustrations and models at the museum may have been destroyed. And I just wanted Lauren to see what her dad did. She remembers the giant sculpture that we did, and the time capsule that's over here in the crest, right there, of her toys and things. So I just needed to make something for her that she can have a memory of that. I think I showed that one. That one, people seem to like this one. I don't know why, but it's just kind of some random stuff. It's on instructions of how to do coral on YouTube. And again, my weird sense of humor, candy cane, nautilus, my kind of interpretation of how to do water drops, and of course, still kind of crazy stuff. There's a duck right there and an old man right here and a little fish in there. So it still has a little teddy bear down the bottom. But this is Mike Meaker, a copy of Mike Meaker's work. Only I did it in watercolors. But this, I just wanted to show his style. So the colors, the movement, you could feel the Allosaurus like just turning on a dime, like making it look like it's really fast. The blues of the shadows. This is nothing. I could never do this, but it's just showing the difference between Mike Meaker and my work. You can see the shape. I have a different style because of my scientific background, so everything is kind of like looking either flat on it or on the side or straight up, and it's hard to shake that, but you can see the brilliance in his work. I wish I could say I designed the whole thing, but no, that's Mike Meaker. And like I said, that's why I said I became a sculptor, because there's no way I can just even get close to him. So anyway, I just wanted to show that little kind of difference I made to my room because of Raul Jemenez adding more stuff. It's not like me, but I just was looking at his stuff and it kind of inspired me to put more work on my walls. But it's still Japanese minimalism in downstairs. So thank you.